guys, long time ago on Instagram I posted about asking if you guys want to see the tools that I use for my woodworking projects, the metal work, and I got a lot of responses and I kind of didn't post anything about it. I started off with just a regular DeWalt biscuit jointer. I think they're around 150 bucks. They work good. I found out they work better for just home projects, but anything custom and more high-end, they're not so good for. Switched over to Festool. They're a bit spendy, but I would recommend going this route because then you could create higher-end products. And this is the Domino DF500. This is one of my favorites. It's super easy to use, really adjustable, and I've had just good luck with them. And overall, I use these dominoes right here. Again, it's more on the expensive side, but if you're building something for a customer where they paid money for it, you want to do a really good job. And it's a lot easier to join the boards as opposed to using the biscuits, because you can't line up the board perfectly with these. It kind of shifts up and down, so you don't get the best result. I also have a T55 Tracksaw. I have two sizes of tracks. I have this guy over here, and I have the longer one. I think it puts together to about 11 or 12 feet. Highly recommend that. Before I did just use like a straight edge. I would put a ruler down on the table, clamp it down, and it worked just fine, but it's time consuming. And I love the saw. The blades are spendy, but they do last a long time. Super easy to adjust. You have the size of the wood over here, thickness. I love this guy. And then I have one more Festool tool. It's the Sander, probably one of my favorites. This thing is just so smooth when you sand tables with it or whatever you built. The pads are really easy to exchange. They have a lot of sizes. They peel off real easy, put back on real easy. They last a long time. And what I like most about these tools is they connect to a vacuum that you could buy. These are decently affordable. You have to get one if you buy the tools. It's a game changer. You don't want dust all around your shop. It's awesome because when you turn on the sander, the vacuum goes on automatically and picks up all your dust. Don't have to breathe that. Don't have to use a mask. Every tool has got a speed sensor. You go from 1 all the way to 6, and it's kind of nice if you're doing some delicate work and you don't want to sand off too much or whatever. And that'd be it for the hand tools. Next I'll show you guys the bigger tools that I use. And then I also have a table saw here. It's made by Jed. One of my buddies actually gave me this one, which was pretty badass. It cuts pretty big sheets. You have a nice big fence over here. It has a more powerful engine as opposed to something like this over here where I started with the skill saw. Still a great saw. It gets the job done, but it's not as accurate as that one. It wobbles more. That one's obviously a lot nicer. You could cut bigger panels on it. Actually, I do have a few over there. I have a Grizzly Jointer. I think this is mostly made for things like cutting boards and just the little coffee tables that you join out of 4-inch wood. So I don't use it as much as I used to because I kind of moved on to doing things like bigger dining tables, conference table, and just, I don't know, just bigger things. And then I also have that lathe, which is sweet. I'm able to make coffee portafilter handles. Sold a few of these. I have yet to make them for myself, my coffee trailer. They're super fun to make. I'm no lathe master, but I could get a part done if I need to. So that's cool. And then I also like to do metal work, and you guys have probably seen the rear of the coffee trailer that I fabricated, my dining table legs. I started focusing more on like super custom metal work, whereas you can't buy the legs online, or if you do, they're really expensive. So I welded this thing right here. It's 3 by 1 inch tube steel, really strong. I cut the steel on my metal cutting saw over here. It's made by Jet. This thing's a workhorse. This is not the model that runs oil through when you cut, so I've been just using an oiler and dabbing oil onto the metal that I cut. This thing is cool because you could also put this part on over here. Screws on, takes a minute, and then you could run your little pieces on here that you want to cut. So I like this thing a lot. It's still portable. You can go to your buddy's shop, take it with you. And then my welder, I started off with a Harbor Freight welder, which is totally fine. But as I started charging more for my projects, I kind of needed to upgrade and get something that welded with gas. I settled on a Millermatic 211, mostly because you could weld stainless on here, mild steel. You could do aluminum if you buy the spool gun. Again, it's portable, which I'm all about because I like to take my stuff and go to a buddy's shop, or if I need to move, I don't need anything crazy to drop into my truck. I use 25% argon and then 75% CO2. It gives you a clean weld. I think this is I don't know how many gallons it is, but I like the tank size. I bought a Radnor helmet. Obviously needs some cleaning, but this thing is sweet. You don't want anything from Harbor Freight or anything cheap because they'll ruin your eyesight. But something like this runs you a few $100, and they're great. The visibility is good. The light actually turns on when it needs to, not when you just look at a light, which kind of affects your welding. So that's pretty much it.